What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Wealth Not Weight channel. I am your host, as always, Joseph Coizza, and in today's episode of Making a Mogul episode 2, we are doing more research trying to find out about apartments and rental income and all that stuff before we get ready and start investing. Now, previous episode, we watched a lot of Graham Stephan videos, who was a really great and amazing real estate investor, and I believe a real estate broker as well. That's how he made his money with the Oppenheimer Group. But we're also talking about another wonderful real estate mogul, Ben Mallah. I absolutely love Ben Mallah. He is a very tall, rich, boisterous, outgoing Jewish gentleman from New York. He says it like it is. He talks how he feels, and he's very blunt and direct and just an overall energetic guy who really enjoys and loves what he does, even though it may not seem like it sometimes. But he is also very good at real estate. He's very rich. He's from the local area here in Pinellas County. He lived, or still believe lives, on the beach. He has one of the biggest mansions on the beach. He owns some properties like the Clearwater Beach Hotel, or did own the Clearwater Beach Hotel. He owns some properties in Orlando. He owns properties all over the place, all of the state of Florida, a couple different states, I believe, as well. Him and his whole family are in the real estate business, and he himself is a mogul. Hundreds of millions of dollars, and he sure as hell acts like it. So he's also a great resource. He talks about real estate for free on YouTube and guides people and educates people through what he does. Less of a teacher type and more of just like, this is what the fuck I do, here's how it's set up, and here's all my stuff in my crazy life. Very fun, very entertaining, very educational, great stuff, and we're gonna be looking at it today and seeing what we can learn from him.
Make sure you're set up to do that deal, and you know that you can take that deal down. Number two, find the best deals out there. And number three, close that deal and get busy. Turn it into something worth more than what you paid for.
So from that video, what we learned from his expertise was more of a fundamental thing instead of a specifics. A lot of it was there's going to be a lot of deals you don't want to do. You have to set yourself up and make a plan. That was his whole thing, is make a plan. Understand, do the research, do the homework. Make a checklist of things that you want and what you don't want. How do you find the things that you want and the things that you don't want? You do the homework, the research, put in the reps. A lot of like what Graham Stephan said, he broke it down, he told us what it was. That's from years of research and experience on his part. Now learning, that's what I'm trying to get a hold of. That's the whole fucking point of this, is to learn the things that I want and what I don't want, and then I'm 100% willing to put in the work, especially being a value investor, having to read fucking prospectuses and annual reports and going through and comparing. Now with technology, it makes it a lot easier after I got a little tech savvy and wisened up a bit. But having to do that and comparing it and finding things that you don't want, making a checklist. That was something that he mentioned specifically. There may be 10 things you want, and this deal may have 6 to 8 of them. Now, of course, he's talking about specific big real estate deals, brokers, and buying houses and apartment complexes outright. But this is the same thing as buying a stock. It's the same kind of situation, which there's a lot of crossover. Again, my theory that everything's connected. A lot of crossover being, okay, I want X amount of the dividend or the interest from the rental payment to come in. I don't want to spend more than a certain amount of money. Like he said, if you can only spend 200 grand on an apartment complex, don't be looking at 300 grand. You know, be realistic about it. And you find those checklists. I want it to make X amount of money. I want it to cash flow. I only have this much to spend. I only want this type of apartment, or I'm looking in this specific type of area. That is definitely something that's going to help me. And some of those deals may have 6 things. They may have 8 things. You know, it may have half of them or all of them, whatever it may be. The things on the lower end, probably not going to like those. The middle to higher end of the amount of things that I want on that checklist, obviously those are better deals and better options for me. Prioritize. Make sure the deals that are good are at the top of my priority list, and the things that aren't, I'll get to them. If the other things don't work out, then I'll get to those ones. But prioritize the ones that are important and go for those with gusto. He also said there's going to be a lot of deals, a lot of things that you don't want to do. Obviously, that's just like the same thing with stocks. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Everybody would drive around in Rolls Royces, like he said. So I'm going to have to be doing a little research. I could already tell from just kind of browsing, whatever, the apartments and the houses and everything, kind of seeing that there's a lot of things I don't think I'd be interested in, but some that I definitely would be interested in as I learn more now. So before I start investing, I'm definitely going to have a checklist of things that I want. And once I put money in, I'm going to have a budget. And obviously, if something's worth $100 and I only have $80, I either got to find a way to make it work, or obviously have to focus on something else because you're looking for that diamond in the rough. And then something, a little bonus tip that he specifically mentioned about bigger deals is that people are there to help you. You can't do it alone. No man is an island, or woman, whatever. is an island. You have to have people, a group of people around you, surround yourself with good people, and that's what I'm doing here. There's definitely real estate agents, definitely people, friends I know who are studying real estate, going for the real estate license that I can consult, and I definitely will do that. But along with this, using the internet, like he said, technology is a big plus. I'm consulting million-dollar real estate experts and finding the things for the start. And then, of course, as I put in my reps and go through something that's a little unconventional and new and find my way through that, as well as it finds its footing, of course, I will then hopefully come out on top from doing that enough. That's the same thing with stocks. You learn, you research, you do your thing, you dive into it with a little bit, you kick some ass, you get your ass kicked a little bit, and through time and research and reps and confidence and state and all that, get yourself ahead. So the next video, as you may be able to see in the reflection of my glasses, maybe or maybe not, is buying real estate for only $100 Rhetts versus rental properties. Now, I'm already invested in some Rhetts. That's kind of a thing that I'm in because I obviously don't have a large amount of capital or credit or anything of that nature to start investing in serious amounts. Obviously, a Rhett was an easy way to get into it, and this is almost like a Rhett, investing in fractional shares of a singular real estate property. So a little bit more risk, potentially a little more reward. We shall see how that works out. So we're gonna learn about Rhetts versus rental properties, getting started with $100. It may or may not be $100, but we'll see. Good old Graham Stephan again. And this is going to be a lot closer to something that I'm doing as he breaks it down and describes the difference, and maybe even some things I should be looking for, and maybe some things I should be not looking for, looking to avoid. So that video from Graham was also very helpful. It explained the difference between Rhetts and rental properties. So the difference between the two primarily is that a rental property, it takes a substantial amount of credit, something that I don't deal with. You know, obviously your results may vary, but I like the freedom of not having the credit and having to make payments and all that. You don't get equity, aren't able to take out you are able to take out a loan on the house if you physically own the house or the property. And it takes a substantial amount of credit and a down payment to get that. But the benefits being that you own the property and you can do whatever the fuck you want to it. You get a consistent rental income directly from it. And it's something then at the end of the day you own. Like they pay you at least your loan and then you own that home. In addition, of course, having to manage it, maintain it, and have all the substantial income, not just the down payment to do it, you know, the rental payment and obviously supposed to cover your cost of your payment and then some more. But if you have to be able to pay the mortgage, have to be able to pay it if it's vacant, maintain it, and then also put up a substantial amount down payment and have good credit and all that in order to get into it. It's a high barrier of entry, and then it's still a lot to deal with and manage once you have the rental property. As far as a Rhett, it doesn't require almost really any of that. You can start with as little money as to buy a share. Of course, there's some share buying websites and investment brokerages that you can buy, you know, fractional shares. All that work is done by another company. They just manage it, they set it up, they've done all the organization, the research, everything. They've done it all for you. Now, the downside with that is you don't actually own that property. You don't get to have that property and walk up and say, okay, I want the color to be blue, I don't want this. You don't own the rental property. The dividends may also be inconsistent, and you do not get the tax benefits that you do from having a rental property. But again, it's a very low barrier to entry, and you're still getting a consistent payment, almost like a stock. For someone like me who's not going to be using credit, who it may take a little bit longer to get an initial down payment and find some way to manually underwrite a home when I purchase it, and then rent it out and manage it and do all that, and then has an inconsistent income at this moment in time. So I'm not able to afford to maintain it and do all that. And if, God forbid, a water heater breaks, I got to fix it and manage tenants or hire a management company. Someone who's a low barrier to entry right now, this is a great way to get into it. This is almost like a mix between a Rhett, because I do get to pick that house. I do get to do my research on the area, but a lot of it's taken care of. I don't have to manage with tenants directly. I get some form of a consistent income. Obviously, I don't get the tax benefits and all that, but there's other ways I could figure that out. So right now, for me, I think it's the best opportunity. That may change later in the future, obviously. But right now, I think it's the best opportunity. The only thing that I'm really missing out is the tax benefits, the guaranteed high-value, consistent income, of course, owning the property itself. But I'm sure I'll get to that point. It's somewhere. I'm not saying I won't own a rental property or something in the future. I'm just saying right now I'm starting with this and seeing how it comes. Obviously, the goal is to purchase and own a rental property at the end of this, or somewhere along this. At some point, I own and I rent at the end of the day. Being a mogul means owning multiple properties. This would just be my start and possibly my best option at this moment in time. And I really think it is the best option that I have, even comparably. So that was very insightful and explained a large difference. Obviously, if you guys didn't know the difference between a rental property, now you do. I highly recommend you check out Graham in that video because that was very insightful. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to put some money in that account. I had not funded other than the initial $5 worth of free shares that I got for signing up, and then I got a $5.60 share for when I had one of my friends sign up because he's also very interested in real estate. And having that set up now, so I have about $10.60 worth of like landlord shares. It sends you a little email. It's like, congratulations, landlord, and you feel good about yourself. You're like, oh, I'm a landlord. That's awesome. So being someone who wants to, obviously become very financially successful, just seeing that little title, it's like, oh, that makes you feel good. But now I'm going to fund it and add a little bit of money. It's not going to be thousands upon thousands of dollars. I'm probably going to put in right around $45, $50 and get started with a little bit because most of the shares go from anywhere to $5 to $27 for the high-end properties in New York. They have some areas in Brooklyn. They're about $27.90 or something along the lines, but then it also drops from there. There's nothing really lower than $5 and there's nothing really higher than that $27.90 range. So $50 will at least get 2 shares of the high end if I decide to invest in that, or I could get 10 shares of a low end property or however many in between. You guys can work out the math. So next episode we will be doing that, setting it up, and we'll start looking at properties and watching some more videos to see, because if I do invest in something in Brooklyn, I have a video queued up that talks specifically about buildings. So I'm going to show you guys the setup that I've decided on, some of the research options that I'm going to be doing, some of the types of properties that I can invest in, and using real money to find out and build and grow and have this experience. Also, I'm going to refine that checklist that we talked about today, and of course, all the things we talked about in the last video. So the research never stops, but now we're going to fund it and start dipping our toe in the water a little bit. That's all going to be in the next episode. I hope you guys liked this episode, and let me know how you guys liking this. Are you liking this series? Are you thinking about investing in real estate yourself? Have you invested in real estate? And if you have any pointers and tips for me, make sure you let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.